Well, good afternoon, everybody. Lots of sunshine, lots of warm temperatures, getting up to almost 90 degrees. As you can see on our big picture, you can see a little bit of cloud cover coming up from the south. It's actually coming in from the Pacific, another tropical storm down there. We'll get to that in a moment, but that's pretty much all we have going. There is a frontal system in North Texas. It's really kind of a boundary line between humidities. There's more humidity on this side than on that side because the wind's coming around this low. Of course, they had a few thunderstorms in the Panhandle yesterday. Today, nothing. The frontal system continues to fall apart and rolls up into the Midwest, and then we have another little one here. But the reason I'm looking at the Northwest is because that's where our big Pacific storms are going to be coming from for the next 4 or 5 months. One of those big ones comes over, it runs into Gulf moisture, and we get some rain. But in the short term, it doesn't look very good. Now, the Forest Service out at College Station has told us that as of today, we are now at level 3. Okay, so we're at level 3 in terms of wildland fire preparedness levels. In other words, we got to be ready because if anything breaks out with the conditions that we have, not only here but all over the state, they have already positioned crews in different parts of the state to be closer to the action in case anything takes off. So you and I have to do the best we can to make sure that no wildfires take off anywhere around our area, because then everything would dry up and burn away, and we certainly don't want that. Southeast winds are going to be picking up in the next couple of days as storm after storm comes out of the Rockies and goes across the plains. So that is an additional problem. When the dome of high pressure was on top of us, remember we had no wind at all? Well, now the dome is moving, the fronts are moving, and the lows are moving across, and that's going to cause a stronger sea breeze. And of course, the strong wind is also a factor that plays into the fire danger. So all of those things considered, they put out, we're all on level 3 to be cautious throughout the entire state. The big dome of high pressure finally moved offshore. It's out in the Atlantic now. And the real funny part is what happened to the storm. I'll tell you about it in a minute. Tomorrow's high temperatures, 90 degrees, no real rain in sight through the next 5 days. We're going to be very warm. Now, this is the remnants of Oscar, and this is Christy, but Christy's out in the Atlantic or Pacific, and we don't have to worry about that storm. We'll take a look at it because Christy is going to be a big storm. Fortunately for the west coast of Mexico, that is forecast to continue going westward, and once it gets out in the mid-Pacific, then it'll fall apart. This is the sharp turn that Omar took before it fell apart and ran into the big dome, and then all of a sudden it was no more. So we're looking for an 85 tomorrow in Port Lavaca, looking for about a 90 in Cuero. So yes, it doesn't feel much like October, and we're going to be on the dry side for the next 7 days. Tomorrow morning, probably some morning fog as well as on Thursday. That's your 7-day forecast, reminding everybody we do have a QR code. Love for you to scan that, put Crossroads a day on your phone.